This is the voice of the Report of the Week, signing on. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The time is 3:19 p.m. Eastern Time. It is June the 5th, 2014. Thursday at that. And I hope you all are having a pleasant day. As you know, I always wish the best upon all of my listeners from all walks of life. I wish you the best today. I hope you've been having a good day. Or for those of you who are nocturnal, such as myself, I hope you have a good day. Hope all is well. We are doing a VORW today. That we are. So, with that being said, let's jump right into things. This VORW is actually going to have a theme. A very important one at that. Actually, it's not important at all. It makes myself just sound like a terrible narcissist. But let's just jump right into things here. Let's read the mail. I'm going with Monster today. I'm gonna die of this stuff one day, and I know I am, but oh well. There's people who will die before me, that's for sure. I know this one gentleman who consumed, I believe, 4 cans of Monster in the space of about 2 hours. That could kill you. I try to drink in moderation, but who knows the outcome. Anyway, let's read some fan mail. Got a lot of it today. Some of these, I suppose, are more motivational and personal and what have you, but of course, anonymity, as always, is preserved unless otherwise specified. And if you could hear that chime in the background, that was the grandfather clock. Someone inquired about that a while ago. Keep it up. Love your videos and your original take on things. Keep it up, man. You are one of a kind, and stay that way. Many thanks. I'm sure the influx in fan mails from, if you're not familiar with this, well, you should be. Actually, I'm sure stretching out. Sure, the influx in fan mail is from two reasons. Number one, I said something on my previous lecture about how I was sick of, people sending me links to social media. I don't need to see what other people have to say about me. I really don't. It doesn't help me out any, and I just don't want to see it. And then number two is still, I guess my little thing is still going on Tumblr. And the Tumblr community seems like a reasonable one. Of course, you got your mix, but I actually have had numerous people saying that they are from Tumblr in recent days. So I suppose that's nice. They seem like nice people. And of course, someone could just be, putting on a facade and just pretending there's something else. But I hope not. I hope there are genuine people out there. But you can't come to expect that anymore. You really cannot. Anyway. Alright. Let's read. Let's do this one. We'll inquire. Do you find that you take criticism more seriously than compliments? I couldn't help but notice that you seem to feel more upset at troll comments than you feel good about the positive reinforcement. Do you feel a sense of pride and accomplishment when there's a flood of messages telling you how much you help people relax after a day of work or class? I don't. That is precisely what the great radio personalities of the 40s and 50s did for a generation of people. I'm sure it must make you feel great to know that you're experiencing that in an era where traditional radio is practically dead. I hope you continue to expand on this idea, maybe even have special guests or interviews or something in the future. And keep doing what you do. Take care. Thank you, sir. I really do appreciate your motivation there. I can't say I really feel pride at all. I'm certainly not proud of myself in any way. nor will I be, I'm sure, for a while. So no, I can't say I'm really proud of myself at all. If anything, I'm somewhat disappointed. But that's you know. Of course, it's absolutely wonderful to see this. And please understand that I really sincerely do appreciate and truly thank, and I'm grateful and very thankful for all of the people I have helped out with these lectures and talks and reviews, be it to actually assist them in purchasing an item or to, simply give, as you may call it, comedic relief during times of distress or motivation or relaxation or however it may affect you. And for those people who I have helped, truly, I know people sometimes say, them haters is my motivators. But likewise, the people you help out motivate me to keep doing this even more. And for those people who I have truly helped out and are sticking with me, I will never give up on them, and I'm going to keep doing my thing. If anything, for them, and I'm really grateful for them. Report of the week. I still need to listen to your newest show, but I saw your footnote showing you're getting messages that are causing you some distress. Yeah. I really hope that you will feel better soon. If you ever want to chat, let me know. You have many allies. Thank you, my friend. It was just pathetic. Congratulations. This has to be the worst, most lame channel on this site. Fact, you deserve the hate mail. Close the channel. Spend more time buying bad-fitting suits. Yep. Nice grammar. The worst, most doesn't work. Gotta add a comma in there. Awesome videos. I love watching your reviews, very informative and entertaining. I was wondering why you disable the comments. I'd love to be able to ask you questions and leave my opinions on the products too. I hope you're well. Well, my friend, I disable comments simply to, number one, prevent my videos from, and I'm not insulting anyone here, this is just how it always has been, to prevent my videos from becoming a cesspool, and likewise, so I don't have to read them. It's truly the truth. I've actually done numerous tests, most recently about a month ago, where I will leave comments on pending on a random video, and I'll see what people would comment, thinking that comments are actually up, seeing what people would comment, and I've done this twice now. The first time it was actually somewhat alright, mostly idiotic comments, though. The second time was an utter disgrace, and this one was about a month ago. Everything was alright until sometime in the afternoon, when someone posted on forum. I think they said, like, whatever, this faggot's comments are open, let's whatever, tell him what we really think of his videos or something. They said something along those lines. So then I disabled comments, so I shut down the test, and I said, bleep it, right? Not coming back up at any time soon. And I know they say you gotta get a thick skin, right? But when you get experienced to so much of that stuff, you really just get burnt out and withered away, and you end up not caring anymore, and that's really not the attitude you should have. It's really not. Smiley face. Hey dude, I really like your videos. You seem so cool. Are you from New York? I was wondering, because your accent kind of sounds like you are. Anyway, hope you are doing well. Thank you for your kind words. I'm from the general New York area. Long Island, Staten Island, Jersey City, Connecticut, Manhattan, general New York area. But yes, the accent is actually a unique one. It's a combination of a British accent and modified to a New York accent. I know there are other people out there with this accent, though they are few and far between. But it's a unique blend. Blessed review, brother. Please read. I have a very dear friend who, like me, holds you in the highest regard, and we have enjoyed your videos together since discovering them a couple of years ago. It was his birthday in March, and because of my dire economic situation, I was unable to be with him to celebrate, nor able to get him anything. It would mean so much. It would mean the world if you could do me the honor of giving him a shout-out on my behalf. Absolutely. I grant a belated birthday to Christophilopoulos Yog. Yeah, that's correct. Christophilopoulos Yog. May your wildest dreams come true. Len willing. It is what it is. Absolutely, I give you that official birthday shout-out. Of course, be it whatever. Didn't seem that insulting, but I absolutely, if it is indeed a true shout-out, I give this person absolutely a belated birthday. P.S. Do not be dejected, review son, for you are begot only son. I believe that Oscar Wilde was referring to you when he spoke of a man with a soul of that beautiful white Christ. Let thy brow not be beaten. You are a good egg. You are love. You are life. Shrek is love. Another message. Smiley face. You seem like the kind of person that would keep calm in a chaotic situation. The world needs more people like this. So calming. Thank you. I always, obviously I don't know if this ever happened on camera, if anything has ever gone awry. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't, but either way, I always do try to keep calm and carry on. You know where that's from? Review bra. If you're low on reviews, you should try reviewing some of the organic fruit and nut bars. Pure bars make some very good ones. They are a bit pricey at about $2 each, but other than that, they are great. Also, Kind bars make some decent ones too. You aware? Not aware? Maybe check them out. Keep on trucking. You're a nice guy, clearly a smart individual, well-read, well-spoken, articulate, and compelling in your mannerisms. I enjoy your videos a lot, truly I do. So to see you are on the receiving end of such needless derision as of recent saddens me greatly. If I was in your shoes, I'd have given up long ago, no doubt. But you're not like me. I can see that. And that you continue to post your videos, lectures, podcasts, broadcasts. And that you continue to do what you're passionate about, despite the VS. I find that very amicable. The sort of treatment you are receiving from others presently must be nothing short of going through hell. But you don't need me to tell you what Churchill said about such situations. Absolutely. You know what? I appreciate that, you could understand this, and it really means a lot that, you could pretty much relate. You pretty much hit the nail right on the head there, and I'm glad you were able to, and for that I offer my gratitude. Great review on the Twizzlers. Should review the peelable ones. That's my favorite. Hey, by the way, nice reviews. You know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you. Nice reviews. Definitely like them. Hey, Report of the Week. You should consider doing a Casual Friday video where you review your most casual attire. Wild, right? Yeah, alright. I'll see you on Friday in a shirt and tie. Oh, a short sleeve shirt and tie. How about that? Hi, Report of the Week. Recently discovered your channel through a friend and quickly became totally absorbed. Your videos are always offbeat and fun, and watching them puts me in a good mood. I think it's a shame that some people make fun of you on the internet. But those people are tactless losers. You should take everything they say with a grain of salt. I hope those loudmouths don't discourage you from uploading videos in the future, because your prolificacy is admirable. Keep doing your thing. Lots of people will be happy. Absolutely, I'll keep on trucking. Hello, Review Bro. I'm a big fan of your work. I was looking through some of your Idle Mind videos, and I noticed Lecture 5 was missing. You said in a previous lecture that episode would be on school. Why did you remove it? If I ask, we re-upload it. No, it's still there. It's private. Had a good, 10,000 views or something. 12,000, 13,000. I mean, that's a lot of views. You know, we're talking. That's a decent number of views for a video. You know, let me just go down and see if I could find it here. $12,270 views. Still there. And that's a lot of views. Of course, when you make a video private, you lose them, but I can care less about the views. Truly, it's just a number. I know some people do everything they can to get those views, but if I lose them, I lose them. If I gain them, I gain them. I have no qualms. I took it down, or made it private at least, because it wasn't doing any good. It was just it was causing more pity than anything else, and I didn't want that. So I got rid of it. Because everyone is misinterpreting something I said, and I'm sick of it. I will not put it back up. Hey man, if you're running out of things to review, you should definitely look into milkshakes. Thousands and thousands of flavors, textures, etc., all there for you to review. Here in Washington, we have a place called Sonic that has hundreds of flavors. Well, maybe not hundreds, but a lot. And I mean, there's at least 30 videos for you. Anyway, just sending you another message to show that you have people who enjoy your content. Have a good one. And thank you very much. Absolutely, thank you very much for that. I'll definitely look into your suggestion. Milkshakes. It's interesting. Probably better for you than energy drinks. I'm a big fan of VORW. One topic I thought it'd be great to hear talk about is beans. There are a lot of different kinds of beans available in different packaging for different purposes. There are many bean dishes, and I think it would be a good discussion out there, similar to your cheap pens and cheap hotels topics. Keep your stick on the ice. Look into that. And last but not least, hey man, I love your reviews. I'm big into cereal, and I was wondering if you'd consider reviewing at some point cereal. I just watched your Reese's vs. Unreal video, so how about reviewing the Reese's cereal? I hope you are considering this. Keep doing your thing, man. I'll think about it. I figure in these parts, cereal is easily attainable. So I could only hope for the best if I venture out to get it. So anyway. We're going to cover an interesting topic. It's actually extremely boring, but for those of you who this may interest, I guess it's interesting, and for those of you who it doesn't, it's not, right? What will we be discussing? We talk in clothing here, as I say. We're discussing clothing. What's that? It's another one. I'm sorry that I was taking a brief walk. I'm shutting off the air conditioner. Isn't that something? They're all dying off. That's good. I'll have to clean that up now. Came across the corpse of a bug. It was dead. It just dropped dead. Anyway. We're going to be discussing how to dress like yours truly. I once again mean that in a non-narcissistic manner. I'm just saying, I guess you could call this the Report of the Week's style tips. If you want to look like me, this show is for you. Or if you just want to know the inner workings of my style, so if you want to start up on your own reviewing, you know how to dress, or if you want to be a first-class review bra impersonator, or imposter, that's another one. Or if you're just curious, I will cover what I wear and the specifics thereof from head to toe. So sit back and relax, pour yourself a cold one, and let's get ready. Alright? Let's do this. Got a song running through my head. I'm sorry. Apologize for my humming there, as unpleasant as that was. Okay. Where were we? I'm lost. I don't know what I'm doing. What are we doing? What are we doing, people? Alright. So let's cover this. You're familiar with various fashions, right? You got different types of fashions. You could pretty much wear whatever you want, but sometimes people will lump you into different categories. You know, you got the modern casual, which is pretty much just, and once again, obviously, I understand that this might sound a bit biased, but I understand that I only wear men's clothing, so that's going to be the predominant focus of this part. I really don't specialize in women's clothing. I don't think I could really pull off the dress. So we're just going to be looking at it from almost more of a men's standpoint here in terms of clothing. But we cannot forget everyone else. But you got different types of fashion. You got the modern casual, which is typically like jeans and a t-shirt, or maybe in colder weather, sweatpants and a hoodie. And nowadays in warmer weather, it seems to be looks like khaki shorts are being worn a lot. Then you have the neckbeards, as some like to say in an insulting manner. Typically with facial hair and untrimmed, fedora, various other garments, including coats, sometimes suits. You got regular people who typically might wear casually, say, jeans and tuck their shirt in, or wear khakis and a button-down tucked in. Then you get people like me, who wear suits every single day. You might see some of these people walking by in the city, like yours truly, and you might look and you say, I want to be that guy. Right? That's what you all do. If you see me walking by, you're just sitting there and all. You speechless, right? So, I will teach you. I will teach you my ways of fashion. Trying to make it sound like I actually know something here. So we're going to take you through it. From the head down, everything you need to know about how I dress. The specifics. You might say, oh, well, he's wearing a suit. But it gets a lot deeper than that. And we shall delve deeper. Whether you're ready for it or not, we're going in. So let's do it. First, of course, what's a garment that some men wear on their heads? Why, it's a hat. No, it's not a wig, it's a hat. Usually a hat. Now, I will just teach you the specifics of what I wear. Basically, we're just going to go through my entire wardrobe here, okay? Now, a hat. So first we must go with hats. Alright, once again, keep in mind, these are more like the Report of the Week's style tips. Hats are worn by a variety of peoples. Unfortunately today, the common fedora hat is unfortunately associated with many a neckbeard, as people call insultingly. However, worn properly, the fedora hat could still be a beautiful hat, though it has to be worn properly, and keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to the fedora, I suggest wearing at least a darker colored one. Be it brown, which I'm looking at one right now. It's a vintage brown fedora from the 1950s, maybe even 40s. But if you're wearing a darker colored one, say brown, maybe even gray or black, wear it properly. Wear it only and only with a suit. No exceptions to that rule. If you're going to wear a fedora, wear it only with a suit. When it comes to a lighter colored fedora, and of course you can feel free to lump the trilby hat in here as well. The two terms are used interchangeably, and they're pretty much the same hat, though the trilby is what modern what's sold in modern stores as labeled as a fedora, where it's the same style of hat, but the brim is significantly smaller. Whereas a fedora is an older hat, worn actually when men, dressed well, back in the 40s and 50s and even the 60s. You might be familiar with Mad Men. I think the main character of the show, he even wore a fedora every now and then, though it was obviously in its decline at that point in time. So it had a wider brim. But if you're going to wear one of those two hats in a darker color, only wear it with a full suit. And that suit should be of the same color. If you're going to wear a brown fedora, wear it with a brown suit. If you're going to wear a gray fedora, wear it with a gray suit. If you're going to wear a black fedora, wear it with a black suit. Don't try to be fashion forward with hats like that. If you own a bowler hat, preferably the color should be black and only black. And I highly recommend only wearing it with a three-piece suit, preferably of a like color, that being black. So if you own a bowler hat, wear it only with a black three-piece suit. Now, if you're just curious, I own many fedoras, but you rarely see me wear them. I have two black fedoras, a brown fedora, almost a checkered one, and then a tan trilby, a straw trilby. I have a good variety of them, but I always stick to that rule. And now it's almost like a social taboo to wear them out. Alright. If you're wearing a straw fedora, if you're familiar with the musician Gavin DeGraw, I believe he always wears a straw one a lot. It is intended for casual wear, and casual wear only. And do not wear it with a suit. And preferably not a tie either. If you're wearing a straw fedora, it is meant for casual wear only. Then comes the straw boater hat. They're very rarely worn today, though you'll still see a few on Wall Street. It was a common hat back in the early 1900s, and I do own one. I suggest wearing it only with a seersucker suit in a more conservative manner. And finally, you have a top hat. Wear it only with fine garments, or else you will look like an idiot. I can assure you on that. If you are to wear a top hat, I suggest you pair it at least with white tie, a morning suit, or if you plan on wearing a frock coat, it should be paired only with a top hat. That's your headwear. And once again, I own multiple fedoras. I own a bowler hat, and I do own a top hat. Next comes your hair. I recommend, along with professional garments, I suggest you keep a professional appearance as well. What does that mean? That means if you have facial hair, I suggest you keep it tidy, shave accordingly. Don't make the mistake of thinking that you'll look like some hunk if you don't shave, when in reality you might look worse than you thought you would. So unless you really know you could rock the facial hair, I suggest you don't have any. And once again, these are my little rules of fashion, and you'll also find out how I dress. My standards. Pretty much, I put myself by a dress code every day. But that's how I'm comfortable dressing. When it comes to hair, try to keep it professional and acceptable. Especially when you're out in public. When you're in private, of course, I always look as I do the same every single day. But who in their right mind would wear a suit when they're not even leaving the house at all, right? Besides me, of course, there's a few people out there, but very few. That said, I recommend that, if you are to leave the house, I suggest you style your hair in a more conservative manner. You never know who you're going to meet, or what type of person, or whatever's going to happen today. You never know what's going to happen especially if you know you have to attend. Let me hang up on this guy here, hold on. Alright. There goes that. So anyway, so you never know what's going to happen that day. And I always suggest you cast forward a professional appearance as reflected in your hairstyle. Now, this hairstyle is very popular today, especially among many younger individuals. You could go with the slicked back side part, similar to what I have, but I suppose in a newer variant. If you plan on going on a newer variant, I suggest you use a type of pomade, maybe American Crew, and it'll do the job. Now, if you would prefer to go full professional, as I do every day, and look, have a hairstyle that's, well, I suppose archaic, but I don't call it that. Use Brill Cream. Alright? Brill Cream. You could find it at many stores. I use Brill Cream in my hair. And just use enough that you feel comfortable. If they say a little dab will do you, just try a small amount. A little goes a long way, and see how content you are with it. And if you want more, then use more. And, it's easy to get out, and it keeps a good hold and a good shine. When styling your hair, keep it neat. Use a fine-tooth comb, preferably. And try to keep it trimmed, I'd say, a minimum every 2 months. Alright? At the very least. Or actually keep it trimmed, pretty much actually, have every 2 months. That could vary depending on how fast your hair grows. I know someone who would get their hair cut every 2 weeks. You could get it cut every month, depending on the length you want to go with. Maybe 2 months. Usually, my standards, I usually get my hair cut every 2 months. But lately, I have not gotten a haircut in nearly 7. That's personal. So please do not let that be your example. Unless you like how it looks. But who does? So I recommend every 2 months getting it cut. If anything, if you want to go for like the full slicked back like I am, I actually am really content with the length in the front. So I really don't want that to be disturbed too much. So when I get my hair cut in next week, I'm just going to be getting the sides and back trimmed for the most part, maybe just a little bit off the top, but I really do like how it's slicked in the front, so I'm keeping that. Sideburns, manage them. If you really want to see how they look, check them out, but will they really look good with a full suit and fedora? So think about that. Now we will move our way down, and we'll talk about the shirts. First, the undershirt. Always wear an undershirt. Always. Don't make the mistake of not wearing one. Always wear an undershirt. Keep that in mind. What type of undershirt is up to you. If you would like to wear a wife beater, which is, if you're not familiar, it's that one, it looks like a white tank top that you see those inner city guys wearing. If you want to wear that, feel free to. Or if you would rather wear the classic white t-shirt, you may do that as well. I wear the classic white t-shirt. I feel it's more traditional and more formal. But if you want to go with the wife beater, it's the minimum and it's fine. Here's a little tip though. If you might be familiar, on very hot days, you always see, at least in a city, you'll see all the businessmen still wearing suits, and you think, how can they do that? How are they not sweating? Truth be told, they probably are. But if you actually are wearing, the white t-shirt as an undershirt, that pretty much absorbs all the sweat, and none of it actually gets on the shirt. Pro tip. It was 90 degrees the past 2 days, and I was wearing long sleeves every day. I actually didn't sweat, though. It's because I have low body fat, and I really don't sweat at all. Those are the undershirts. Always wear one. Especially with a white shirt. Of course, you could get by if you're wearing a blue shirt or a tan shirt or a black shirt and you're not wearing an undershirt. No one would notice. But if you wear a white shirt, people could tell if you're not wearing an undershirt. They'll be able to see your skin. And in a very rare and unfortunate case, they might be able to see your nipples, and it just doesn't look professional in the least. So keep that in mind. Likewise, when it comes to the shirts, I suggest you own a minimum. And once again, this is pretending that you actually wish to dress like me every day. I suggest you wear a minimum, or own a minimum of probably 8 long sleeve white shirts, classic white shirts, long sleeve, stiff collar, no buttons at all, no buttons on the collar, just a stiff collar there. Maybe 2 shirts, 2 long sleeve white shirts with buttons on the collar, 5 short sleeve white shirts, at least 2 shirts, if not more, depending on your style, 2 long sleeve white shirts with cufflinks, French cuffs. I suggest, depending on your style, your personal style, I suggest 1 or 2 dress shirts compatible with a detachable collar. And that's pretty much it. Likewise, I suggest when it comes to owning colored dress shirts, that you own several blue shirts. I have 2 dark blue shirts, 2 long sleeve dark blue shirts, a long sleeve light blue shirt, and a short sleeve light blue shirt. That's traditional business wear. Always, in my suggestion with dress shirts is that you should always keep it long sleeve, because they're compatible year round. You know, a short sleeve shirt, they are great to wear in the summer, but you really can't wear them in the winters. They're just sitting there for, an entire season and doing nothing. They're just chilling. Whereas if in the summer you could wear a long sleeve shirt, and you could simply roll up the sleeves. But it's just a matter of taste. Anyway, likewise, own several gray shirts. Maybe a dark gray and a light gray. It is a more formal shirt, my second favorite to white. At least 1 black shirt. It's more fashion forward. It's not traditional really, but it's still a nice little thing to have. And then you could have other colors at will. Say yellow, red, lavender, tan, whichever ones suit your liking. I own all of those colors. I just try to keep the whole rainbow in there, though you rarely ever see me wear anything except a white shirt. And likewise, if you wish on having short sleeve shirts, I suggest you get maybe 1 or 2 that aren't white to add some variety. So, we're done with shirts. You could also, just talking about collars briefly, for daily wear, I suggest you wear just a plain regular collar, preferably starched or at least stiff. I know no one starches their shirts anymore, so at least make sure the collar is stiff, preferably with tabs in the front. So just make sure it's not all flimsy. Likewise, when it comes to the fit of the shirt, I really recommend not a tight fit. If you're going to be sitting there all day or whatever, it's not really that comfortable to have this shirt pressed up against your skin. So it's always nice to have it, at least have some room in there. I know my attire isn't fashion forward, but it's not supposed to be. It's actually extremely traditional. I'm pretty much the opposite of fashion today, so you have to keep that in mind. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the ball rolling, people. When it comes to collars, once again, it's alright to have the buttons on the collar, but once again, for daily wear, it's more of a casual shirt, so it's more of a Friday shirt, if you will, to wear one with the buttons on the collar, the button-down collar. And I do own 1 or 2 of them. Likewise, it is alright for daily wear to wear the blue shirt with the white collar. I know it's a classic Wall Street look, but it is acceptable. As well, for more formal events, I recommend a wing collar. Or if you're an ultra-traditionalist like me, if you're wearing a 3-piece suit, I suggest you wear a detachable wing collar and necktie for that. Round collars are alright. Club collars, as some call them, or just a rounded collar. When it comes to the ties, I suggest you have, for starters, you have at least 15 ties, alright? You could work your way up from there. But you should have a solid rotation where you don't have to wear the same tie every week. Give them a break while you rotate. And then you'll work your way up. Ties are really the only garment of plumage that men could really wear in the formal world. So pick your ties out well. It depends what you want. There's many, many ties out there. If you want to go traditional and conservative, you easily can. You should just go with darker colors then. Geometric patterns, classic stripes, but nothing that attracts too much attention. If you want to go really conservative, make sure if you receive no compliments on your tie that day, that means you're doing a good job. Should be something that people would not notice. That's if you really want to go conservative. If you want to go more forward, I actually recommend the Jerry Garcia ties. They're nice silk ties with abstract patterns on them from the acclaimed artist and musician Jerry Garcia. Not Cherry Garcia, Jerry Garcia. And you could own a few of those if you wear many ties. Of course, over the years, if you really go hardcore like me, you'll accumulate them. And as of now, I have about 80 or 90 ties in my possession. I suggest when it comes to width, I suggest they're at least maybe 3.5 inches wide at their max. Maybe 4 inches. Between 3.5 and 4 inches wide at their maximum. That's what I recommend, at least. Skinny ties can be pulled off by few. They're becoming popular again today. And you have many men who think they could pull off the skinny ties and go with the Mad Men look. But truly, unfortunately, it's not the case. When they think, oh yeah, let me don this skinny tie, I'll immediately look like I just stepped out of early 1960s. And now I look like an early 1960s executive in the advertising industry with this skinny tie. When in fact it just doesn't work. So try to keep your ties at least with some width. Of course it's a tie. When it comes into the professional world, no one really cares about how wide your tie is as long as it's in a reasonable width. When it comes to patterns, as I said, you could choose what you want. For everyday wear, I don't suggest anything stupid. Anything too obnoxious. I'm more on the conservative side. For instance, today I'm just wearing a plain, solid black tie with a very light pattern, very far spaced out, silver and dark red dots. And that's it. So it's a very, very conservative tie that I'm wearing with gray pants and a black jacket. But that's all the color I need today. Formal. Anyway, ties could be of any material, really. If you're going with pure silk, of course, it's the highest quality. But I don't recommend a pure silk tie for daily wear, especially if you're wearing one to a meal or anything, because chances are if you get any food or water on it, it's not coming off. Bow ties are alright. I actually like the diamond tip bow ties. You could look them up. The traditional bow ties are nice as well. However, like skinny ties, bow ties again are becoming popular by many men who think that as soon as they don them, they're immediately transported back in time and look, completely retro, which isn't always the case. So if you choose on wearing a bow tie, choose carefully, and just once again wear it with a suit. All right, nothing more, and it shouldn't be a modern suit either. But we'll cover suits next. So onto the suit jacket. Onto the jacket. The jacket is a very important component, and we will assume that you are wearing a full suit. But we will also be willing to discuss and adapt to various other things, say a sport coat or what have you. When it comes to your jacket, though, we're going to talk about suits first. When you're looking for a suit jacket, don't even look at Brooks Brothers. Don't even look at any suit company today. Don't look at Brooks Brothers. Don't look at Joseph A. Bank. Don't look at Men's Warehouse. None of them have desirable suits. I know this is a very unpopular opinion, but as I've said so many times, I'm just trying to cover myself here. This is just going over my style and my fashion, how I dress, and the specifics thereof, and tips and suggestions if you really want to dress like me. But I really don't like the suits today, so don't go for them. Don't even bother looking. Because you can't find a new one. If you're looking for a suit, you have to browse the internet. But let's look at what you have to look for first. The ideal suit to wear today is 2 buttons. That's favored by many. If you choose to wear a 2-button suit, there are many characteristics you have to look for. The button spacing shouldn't be too big. The buttons should be fairly reasonably close together. Only button the top button, or don't button them at all. But never button both buttons on a 2-button suit. Secondly, the jacket length. Jackets today, for some reason, are tight and they're short. They're not really jackets anymore. They're just a stupid garment. But proper jackets should be more looser fitting, should have your room for mobility. They should be a bit longer than the ones today. The ideal suit jacket, in my opinion, should go down maybe to the upper thigh, we'll say. Whereas nowadays, the highest priced Brooks Brothers jackets barely go down to your waist. And I really don't consider that even a suit anymore. It's not even a suit jacket. So the suit jackets, if you're looking for one, should be longer. Now, the jackets themselves go for more of a conservative pattern. Alright? Black, solid colors, solid black maybe, solid gray, dark green, brown, all solid colors. Likewise, if you wish, you could go for a pinstripe or a checkered pattern. But nothing too obnoxious. When you're going for the checkered pattern, make it more of a coarse check, not a fine check, because otherwise you might end up looking like a used car salesman. So you have to be careful of that. When it comes to the jacket itself, you also have to look at the lapel. Alright? Looking at this suit right here, it's a darker gray suit. It's actually an interesting one. It's not necessarily, it wasn't originally mine, but it's a dark gray suit with a dim orange pinstripe, or a dim orange checkered pattern. We have to also look at the lapel. The lapels should be wide. They shouldn't be, slim or anything. The lapel on this suit at its widest, let's see. And I agree with this. If you're looking for a suit, especially 2-button, the lapel should be at least 3 inches wide. Preferably 4. But 3 at the minimum. Suits nowadays are making their lapels maybe 2 inches at the widest. Some maybe 1 inch, maybe a half an inch in width. The lapels should definitely be wider. Once again, usually probably between 3 and 4 inches. So look for that. Anything bigger, 5 inches I guess is alright, but anything bigger than that really is just comical, and you look like you're from the 70s. which is something you never want to remember. If you look up menswear from the 70s, it's atrocious. So those are your 2-button jackets. Then you have the 3-button jackets, which are a favorite of mine. I actually have numerous 3-button suits. Obviously, the lapels there could be a bit slimmer. They could be maybe 2 inches. But they're supposed to, because they have the buttons go up higher. And keep that in mind. Likewise, though, the jacket should still remain a longer cut. And it should be comfortable and free to move. You might say, oh, they're oversized or whatever. No, they're not. They're just of an older style that isn't so skin tight. How it's supposed to fit. It's supposed to look professional. Not like a fashionista or a clown. So the 3-button suit. That's simply it. We pretty much covered everything. Same standards apply as of the 2-button suit. Here comes the double-breasted, and I think, let's see how long we've talked for. We've talked for about 30 minutes, so we're actually going to have to put this into a second part later on. So I guess the next time we make a VORW show, we'll finish it up. The double-breasted suits. Double-breasted suits are awesome. I don't care what you say, double-breasted suits are one of my favorites. And I have numerous double-breasted suits. I have, let's count them. 2. I have 4 double-breasted suits. And that's awesome, and that's up from 1 last year. So I've definitely taken a liking to double-breasted suits. There's various buttons on the double-breasted suit, but first, one thing that we should all agree. The double-breasted suit is definitely supposed to be a broader one. It's acceptable to have shoulder pads. It can have pinstripes. Very broad lapels. Once again, minimum 3 inches. 4 inches, maybe even 4.5 inches is acceptable there. Broad lapels. It should have peak lapels, and peak lapels only. The single-breasted suit should have broader notch lapels, and avoid the shawl lapel entirely. It only looks good in certain tuxedos. The double-breasted suit, though, should once again actually have a longer jacket, and should have more room. And especially the double-breasted suits, I suggest you look for ones from, the 50s are hard to come by, so look at the next closest era, that being the 1990s. So if you really want one, look at one from the 90s, and that's what you should go for. Ones today are a disgrace to what they used to be. Don't waste your time. They think that they could pull off a double-breasted suit with lapels that are only, 1.5 inches wide. Just looks idiotic. There's various buttoning styles on a double-breasted suit. The traditional one is the 4x1, I believe. Or it might be the 2x4. I'll have to check that and summarize it. Anyway, here's a picture of one. The traditional double-breasted suit. Someone might call it a gangster suit. Either way, though, that's the traditional. The jacket should be longer. Here's another style I like. This is the 6x1 double-breasted suit. It was very common in the late 80s and 90s, and even into the early 2000s. Common on Wall Street, and in many offices and professional environments. I'm actually a fan of that. I have 2 jackets in that cut. Same characteristics and rules apply. And that's pretty much where I stand on double-breasted suits. It's pretty much where I'm willing to go for. When it comes to vents in the back, for single-breasted suits, it should have either a center vent or it could have side vents. For double-breasted suits, the traditional one, the one I talked about first, should have double vents. And the 6x1 double-breasted suit could be ventless. It usually works best. With that being said, we will talk about single button jackets, 4-button jackets, and various other accessories, and coats, pants, shoes, socks, and all of that, and other accessories in our next show. Thanks for listening. This is the voice of the Report of the Week. Signing off. This is the Report of the Week. Wishing you a good day. Hope you enjoyed listening. This is the Report of the Week. Have a good one. Take care.